Hello everybody, can you hear me? This is Nintennerd, coming to you from the future. Apparently, when I was recording the next 4 episodes of Ocarina of Time, I didn't put on the right microphone. So all I have is video game footage for those 4 episodes, and no narration over top. And rather than giving you 4 empty episodes with no narration, or omitting those episodes completely and leaving you all confused as to what the hell I did previous to the next episode, I have come to you today in the form of a flashback entity to recap everything that had happened with combining clips from the gameplay footage I did record. So please, enjoy the show. And don't forget to subscribe. When last we left off, we were about to enter the Zora's domain. Along the way, as we travel down this river, we cut down bushes and talked to annoying owls, telling us information we would have figured out anyways. And after throwing a rock or two, we have met a chubby fellow sitting down, eating who knows what, and selling you magic beans. I bought 2, one for the pot of soil right in front of him, and one for later, because you never know. And after a long trek down this river with nothing really important to note, I come up towards a very tall waterfall with an inscription on the ground. There is where I, perfectly and without any trouble, because of my perfect memory, I played the lullaby that was given to me by Zelda. And by playing the song of the royal family, the waterfall opened to let me through into the Zora's domain, as said by the little sign. Right off the bat, I went to find who was in charge. And there I found King Zora.
Oh my dear, sweet Princess Brutal, where has he gone? I'm so worried.
He was very worried about his daughter. His thoughts were so occupied that he did not want to say a thing to the little Kokiri boy that just strolled in without anyone stopping him. I mean, come on, man, just put up a little security, you know? You're the king, for God's sake. The next thing I did was walk straight from the king's throne to Zora standing atop another waterfall, claiming that he has a prize for anyone who can collect all of the blue rupees that he threw at the bottom of the waterfall. And after making the perfect swan dive down that cliff, I collected each and every one of those blue rupees in about 25 seconds. Needless to say, the Zora was impressed with my skill and rewarded me with not only the rupees that I collected, but also the silver scale, an item used by the Zora to dive down into the water for a longer period of time than what Link could normally. And with my newfound ability, I dove right into the little hole in the wall and found myself in Lake Hylia, where at its entrance laid an empty bottle. But it wasn't empty. It had a message inside, and it said, "Help me! I'm waiting for you inside Lord Jabu Jabu's belly. Ruto. P.S. Don't tell my father." And with this new quest in mind to save the damsel in distress, I set off towards Zora's domain once again. But first, I had a little chat with Bonnaroo and Pierre, the musical scarecrows. And those were the events of episode 1. So it was recorded, so it shall be. Cut forward to the next episode, where you find me in Zora's domain, talking to some rando Zoras who have nothing important for me to listen to. And so I immediately head straight for the King Zora and showed him the message that I found in the bottle by Lake Hylia last episode.
Ho! This letter. It's from Princess Ruto. Let's see. She's inside Lord Jabu Jabu? That's not possible. Our guardian god Lord Jabu Jabu would never eat my dear Princess Ruto. But since that stranger Ganondorf came here, Lord Jabu Jabu has been a little green around the gills. The evidence seems clear. Of course, you'll go to find Ruto. You can pass through here to the altar of Lord Jabu Jabu. I'll keep this letter. You keep the bottle it was in. Take it respectively. Please find my dear Princess Ruto immediately. Zora.
And with that came the longest and most tedious cutscene you will ever find in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Perhaps lasting years, decades, millennia. This king would not speed up. And when it was finally over, I was about 100 years older, and my patience was out. But that did not stop me from heading towards my destination, Zora's Fountain. And there we found the deity that everyone is so in love with, Lord Jabu Jabu. But nothing came from meeting Lord Jabu Jabu. All he did was sit there and stare. Thankfully, I played this game before, and I know exactly what he needs to let me inside. A fish. And as soon as I dropped that fish in front of Lord Jabu Jabu, he opens his mouth as wide as he can and use his great suction abilities to breathe the fish and me inside. And thus starts our new temple. And thus starts our new dungeon, Lord Jabu Jabu's belly. Right off the bat, I met with 2 Octoroks. But without a shield to throw out in front of me, I was unable to deflect any of their attacks. Fast forward through the tunnels of Lord Jabu Jabu's throat. We find Princess Ruto standing in a precarious room of sinking holes.
You, who are you? I am Ruto, Princess of the Zoras. What? Are you saying my father asked you to come here to save me? I'd never ask anyone to do such a thing. Letter in a bottle? I have no idea what you're talking about. My father is worried about me? I don't care. Anyway, I can't go home right now, and you, get out of here, understand? Oh no! Are you still hanging around here? I told you to go away. I'm okay. I've been going inside Lord Jabu Jabu's belly since I was a child. Lord Jabu Jabu is very strange today. There are electrified jellyfish and strange holes around. On top of that, my precious stone was but... That's none of your business. Anyway... You, go home now, understand? You're that worried about me? Then I will give you the honor of carrying me. However, I won't leave until I find the thing I'm looking for. You'd better believe me.
And thus started the annoying quest of carrying Princess Ruto around this weird dungeon. Add a little exploration and a little puzzle solving, and thus concludes episode 2. And so it was recorded, and so it shall be. Fast forward once more to the next episode, where you find me back at the entrance of Lord Jabu Jabu, this time with a deco shield in hand. Between episodes, I had left the belly of the beast to retrieve the shield so that I could progress further in the dungeon. Much exploration took place, and a couple fairies had been captured. But in terms of progression, this episode was basically useless. Thankfully for you, we're doing a recap episode. So it was recorded, and so it shall be. Between the time of getting stuck in the previous episode and the next, I was looking around the belly of the beast, carrying Ruto in hand, and I may have just figured out the answer to this puzzling labyrinth. I went down a previously explored corridor and found 2 switches that before needed more than one person to press, or more than one person to open. Thankfully, with Princess Ruto, I could accomplish this. Inside the first room, I found a few creatures, bearing in resemblance to the Pokemon Mantyke. And killing every single one bared the reward of a special item. The boomerang. In the next room behind the switch, I found a dangling red thing. Looked pretty gross, but with the boomerang, I feared nothing. and with a little spark mandrake manipulation, I managed to cut down the uvula of sorts, which not only gave me a dungeon map, but it also gave me passage to new rooms that were previously blocked by red electric barriers. And thus the cycle began. Cut a colored, hanging, gross thing, open the door that it was blocking. Cut a hanging, gross thing, open the door that it was blocking. Find a chest, get an item. And upon clearing the final green uvula thing, I carried Princess Ruto back to where the holes were when we first began. And we dropped down the hole that was previously blocked by a weird green electrical thing. And dropping down this hole led us to an area that was previously unreachable. And through the door we found the jewel that Princess Ruto was looking for all along. But as soon as Princess Ruto collected the spiritual stone, she was captured. And dropping down from the ceiling came a giant Octorok. Luckily for me, I had the boomerang. And once again, I found myself in a spark mandrill situation. Stunning the enemy, striking a hit, and then stunning the enemy before it could attack. And once the beast was defeated, and the episode was coming to a close, came the realization that I was not recording from my microphone.
Two fairies are better than one, that's for sure. Now we can die twice. Alright. Onwards to victory. Not slightly longer episode, but we're gonna stop it right here because we're probably gonna fight the boss in the next room or something or other. No, but well, not the next room, but the next room. Yeah. So let's do that next time. This is Nintennerd. Fucking really?
This is Nintennerd signing out. And thus is the birthplace of this flashback concept. So it was recorded, and so it shall be. And thus concludes this flashback episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize for the inconvenience. I hope you liked this little idea of mine. It was at the time what I thought was the best way to present to you the episodes that I had missed. Now is the time for me to return to my future, for someone still has to record some more Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time to make up for the lost time that was made in the making of this flashback series. And as a reminder to all of you out there, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me, and it can help you. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below to tell me what you thought about this flashback episode. Perhaps if something like this happens again, then I will make a new flashback episode for whatever that may be. And also remember that you can leave a comment to request a new game for me to play. And now that that is all said, I'll see you guys next time. This is Nintennerd, Signing out.